When you asked me for my list, I tried to focus on top 10. Like, I mean, I hear it, but if we're praising man for Cruyff turning, like, the bars on the floor slide.
Nah.
As cold as he
Between international players' legs, bro.
But this isn't top 10 getting out of tight spaces list.
It's top 10. It's top 10 dribblers.
We're looking at what he's at with the ball at his feet,
not
not
true.
what he's doing after he's skilled up everybody.
Okay, no problem. I wish I knew. I would have put Edison in.
A man said it doesn't just because you're getting cooked doesn't mean you're wrong. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
blood, you gotta make unpopular decisions in this life, man.
Can I stop you there? Sir Stanley Matthews. Check the tapes. Check the tapes.
Brother,
1942.
you want to
season.
talk to me about
Matthews.
Stanley Matthews?
Drew, hey, tell me you're backing it a little bit, bro. Come on. Someone back me a little bit, bro, please.
Who's the next player, man?
Come on, guys. Yo, what is everyone saying? Welcome back to another episode of the Total 90 Pod. Today we are back with another top 10 list, but it's not about best players in their positions today. It's simply the best dribblers in the world. Now, as you can see on the panel, Mav is not here today because after internal discussions among the board members, he has been suspended after cheating in the most recent draft. And so since it's pre-season, I thought it's a good time to unveil a new sign and let him gel with the squad before we kick off the next season. So this guy, he is a best friend of Ian Wright. He calls himself Deluded Gooner, but he's not deluded, to be honest with you. He's actually one of the more level-headed guys in the community. DG, what's good?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I don't know about best friends with you, right? But one love for having me, my guy. It's overdue.
Nah, that's your dog, man.
I wish, man.
The next guy, he is another appreciator of the beautiful game. You can tell by his top 10 lists over the past year or so that he values tech over everything. So this list is going to be right up his street. Drew, what are you telling me?
Pleasure to get the call up as always, man. Good to be here. Let's get it.
It should be a fun one. And one of Drew's good friends, lastly, he's here to make amends for his top 10 list last week where he decided that Thierry Henry didn't make an impact. Ali, what's good?
I'm good, man. Waiting to see how I'm going to get cooked for this one, but you know what I mean? We'll see.
Nah, it should be a calm one. But the rules are very simple. But as it's DG's first time here, and maybe it's your first time watching, I'll explain the rules very, very quickly. 9 people have sent me their top 10 lists of best dribblers in the world based on stuff like close control, getting out of tight spaces, ability to beat a player, skillfulness, whatever you count as a good dribbler, that's it. All right? First place on your list gives that player 10 points. Second gives them 9, 8, 7, so on and so forth. So if all 9 of us give 10 points to the same player, that gives them a maximum of total 90. Of course, though, we start off with our honourable mentions, the ones that didn't get enough votes. And before anybody complains about an evident Arsenal bias on the panel today, just be aware that we have United fans that voted, Spurs fans, Chelsea fans, and of course some Swindon representation too. So, 2 players scored 1 point. Sadly, it's with a heavy heart that for the first time I'm responsible for a player this low. Nicola Pepe.
What?
Bro.
You had him in your list
As
for
far
top
as-
10 dribblers in the world.
Top 10?
That's a madness.
This is not about how cold they are. This is purely on dribbling, no? Nicola Pepe. Am I not mistaken in that he cooked Van Dijk, no?
Do you know
was
who
saying
else
that's the
took
first
Van
time that
Dijk?
he got dribbled
Perisic.
for.
He's not in my top 10 list. But fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what? That's a valid point. But this was when Van Dijk still had that aura around him, nah? He was still the guy. So it's okay. No one has to join me. You know, that's fine. If Pepe's gonna get cooked, that's no dramas.
Yes.
DG, you're not feeling Pepe, no?
Not top 10 in the world, man. Like, I hear the angle, but not top 10. I hear you on the aspect of dribbling, but nah. Big up Pepe, though.
Joining him with 1 point as well. None of us voted him, only Traff did. I was surprised because this guy always seems to get overlooked in our top 10 lists. It is Rodrigo of Real Madrid. I guess it's just other guys get the spotlight at Real Madrid.
He gets overshined a little bit, man. I feel for him, but yeah.
It's a tough one. I'll leave him there because only Trav voted. And after a reasonable shot from Trav there, sadly, his next one, he now shows us his ugly side because Trav gave 2 points to Mason Mount.
For what? Does he understand it was dribbling, yeah?
Top 10 dribblers in the world. Mason Mount. Drew, can I get your thoughts on that?
Who does he support?
He supports United.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Plymouth Argyle. So,
Okay, there we go. No problem.
he might be getting the United propaganda in early.
He's trying to psych himself up for that move. No problem. I understand it, man. I may or may not have been watching Bayer Leverkusen comps for the past 2 weeks. I may or may not have been watching Leverkusen comps.
We might as well slap Havertz in there, bro. I can't lie. I'll put him in there over Mount, though, but there we go. 6 players. Also, honourable mentions with 3 points each. Again, some of them only voted by the mod, so I'm not going to waste too much time on them. One of them is Chukwueze. Personally, I've only seen him play against Xhaka at left back, and he didn't really cook that much, so I'm not really a regular viewer. Do any of you man care about him too tough, or you don't really watch him either?
Nah.
Yeah,
Decent player, but I don't know about top 10.
Fair enough, innit? 24th. This one, I kind of hear it, to be fair. I somewhat hear it. Ndombele.
Oh, I like that.
My only issue is that he's not bursting past anyone, though. Let's be honest. Like, he's got a nice close control. Like, he's there, but yeah.
I could see him bursting past someone using power, but nah, not for me, man. Not in my list.
It's hard to like wipe out the Spurs part of his career, because I used to like him in it, but it's just the way he was moving during COVID is somewhat concerning. And the next one, this guy, only one person had him. Olise.
Oh, no.
I was close. I was close to putting him in. You guys know how much I like
Ali, that's
Olise.
your guy, bro. So why is it? Yeah, that's
I was
your
close,
guy.
but I just thought top 10 is pushing it, innit? Maybe give him another year or two and he'll break in there. But for now, he just misses out for me.
Yeah. DJ, I seen you chatting about Olise quite a bit. Was he close or not really?
Nah, not top 10, not top 10. But yeah, man, if he keeps grinding, he'll be there. He's a wonderful player still.
I know Drew likes him as well, but again, top 10 is just a bit techie. Next up, we have also on 3 points. Ali, the floor is yours. Chat to us about why you've put in Adama Traore.
Bro, his dribbling is insane, especially for the speed that he dribbles at. Yeah, like I think we got to give him his credit. Man will be sprinting full speed and he's dribbling in and out of players. I don't know. I feel like it's harder than just ordinary.
Anyone else like to give him credit?
I have a question. Are we taking into account end product? Or
no.
just like how
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Are moving on the ball?
It's up to you. Like I said, this one is your interpretation of how you want to do it, innit? Like,
I feel like you can't really take into account end product because end product's not dribbling. You know what I mean? We're looking at what he's at with the ball at his feet, not what he's doing after he's skilled up everybody.
Okay, no problem. I wish I knew. I would have put Edison in. I wish I knew the angle that you're coming from. I understand, but now you said that, I get what you're meaning. No, cool.
True, I seen on Nana clips as well. He's kind of got a bit of tech on him, slyly.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, this next guy, Drew did vote for him, to be fair. But no one else joined him either. He's got Odegaard. Drew.
You guys don't feel Odegaard dribbling?
No, I like it, but you know.
There are
like
literally things that he does on the ball that nobody else in world football does right now.
Like what?
Bro, like Cruyff turning it between international players' legs, like sliding.
What? He's the only player in the Cruyff turn nowadays, yeah?
Did you hear what I said? Or did you just hear part of it?
Between international players. Listen, I would love to gas up Odegaard, innit? Like, he's a cold dribbler, but it's just, you know.
Yeah, dribbling and then doing a skill off the end of the dribble to play key passes. Like, am I on my own on this one? Are you not hearing
No,
what
I
I'm
hear what
saying?
you're saying. DJ, are you backing it slyly?
I mean, big up
being
Martin
moved?
Odegaard, didn't it? But I tried, when you asked me for my list, I tried to focus on top 10. Like, I mean, I hear it, but if we're praising man for Cruyff turning, like, the bars on the floor slide.
Nah.
As cold as he
Turning between international players' legs, bro. When he
You should be able to do that. You're asking captain, man.
Whoever it
You've been at Madrid and things like that. You should be able to bust a Cruyff turn.
Fair enough.
Can we be told who the international players were, by the way?
It was
Like, just so that I know.
It was Lucas Paqueta when we played against West Ham this season.
To be fair, he had that cold tackle on Iwobi as well with a little dribble there. So, you know, I can somewhat hear it. But
He's not the best. He's not the worst shout, sorry, that I've heard. Odegaard's lit still.
Yeah.
It's just not what I
He was
think
on the
of.
bottom end of my list, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's a better dribbler
No,
than
that's
Traore.
100%.
I don't know about that.
That I can back. But this time, actually, Ali and Drew are together on this, I believe. Let me just make sure. Wait. Hold on. No, I lied. Drew didn't join you. Sorry. St. Max. Ali.
Yeah, again, it's similar to Traore, his style, but I feel like it's a bit more polished. He's got tricks, you know what I mean? I feel like he's a player that when you think dribbling, when you think of him, you think, yeah, he can dribble in it, he can go in and out of players, he can take on a man. I don't know, I feel like he's one of the best dribblers in the Prem for me.
Shout.
No, that one, I can actually hear that one. To be honest with you, it's not like a terrible shout. I just think obviously it's kind of peak because his rep in the last year has suddenly gone from Newcastle poster boy to like where can we ship him in it? But
did no one else have him?
He's decent.
No, he was actually
out
close,
of the four of us, no.
He was close though, I'll be honest.
Okay.
It was you and Aaron on the mod team had him as well, but
Okay.
no one else had the same. I mean, to be fair, you had him pretty low as well, innit? So it wasn't like he's a guaranteed guy to get in there. But there we go. That was 20th place. We got 9 honorable mentions to go. This one in 19th place. I'm back. I'm here on this one by myself. Not a single soul joined me, which is interesting. This man studied dribbling at uni, and nobody wanted to add him. Mitoma. You look.
Shout, but top 10. Oof.
He did a flip flap in mid-air versus Liverpool and then bagged. How many guys do you see do that?
Nah, he's wavy.
In mid-air. A man studied dribbling. No one else on this list here studied dribbling. I can't lie. Like, so, Drew, I'd like to know. You're a dribbling connoisseur. Mitoma, did you just forget about him?
No, I didn't forget. He was close. I'll be honest. He was very, very close. But I was taking into account not only just dribbling, but the product that is off of the back of dribbles. And he has been good. Okay. Don't get me wrong. But I feel as though I have other players in his position in my team that have been more impactful and completed bigger and better dribbles in bigger and better games. So that's why. But he was very, very close. I'll be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. No dramas. We'll move on to 18th place. Ali, listen. The guy's left, bro. You ain't got to back him anymore, man. João Felix. Come on, man. I get it. That Chelsea, proper Chelsea and that, but bro, he's leaving. You ain't got to like, still fly the flag.
The thing is, if he hadn't joined Chelsea, I probably wouldn't have put him because I wouldn't have actually got to see it in it like that clearly. But some of the stuff he does with the ball at his feet is actually like magical in it. Like the guy can play, and his dribbling, he can get himself out of a tight spot. Like I feel like that's his best thing, innit? His finishing ain't the most clinical. He's not the most kind of like decisive player, but his dribbling always looks amazing, innit? And it's that's kind of what I've judged it on a little bit. How you look whilst you're dribbling as well, like, you know what I mean, is it clunky, but my man actually looks amazing when he's dribbling still.
So how you look, like looking silky, and then but you've got Adama Traore in that list as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You got to factor in his. There's factors, bro. It's not only that. Because Adama Traore's got that speed factor at it.
Fair enough.
If I was going off the same measuring stick as Ali, I would have put Anthony in my list, man.
What? That guy that doesn't scared to dribble, he'll just pass it back to the bloody defender.
Telling me guys that look good when they dribble. Anthony looks like he's blowing, but he's getting caught. But it's cool. It's cool. I understand.
So I think you're not being moved by the Felix thing. DG, are you being moved by Felix or?
I hear the angle. Like, I definitely hear the angle. Like, you know, I understand. I agree with that comment, man. You know, he's a fantastic dribbler. I hear the Felix shout, to be fair.
I'm not sure I do personally, but there we go. 17th place. Only one person had this guy in. He might be quite upset at this. No one else joined him. The Barca fans will be happy with us for once, though. It's Pedri.
100%. 100% Pedri's there. 1,000,000%, bro. I've seen my man as a 17-year-old dancing past man in tight spaces, as someone said in the Champions League. Bro, that man's a young Iniesta. And I'm not going to cap on him. Like, Pedri's 100% there, man. But I'll let him do his football talking and that.
Drew, were you considering him? Because I can't lie, like, it's kind of interesting that literally no one else had him. I'm trying to think of why, and I can't really have a reason.
Mikel Arteta was the only one that wanted Xhaka to stay. The world wanted him to go. Look how that turned out for us last year. Sometimes you got 10 toes down.
A man said, just because you're getting cooked doesn't mean you're wrong.
Yeah, blood. You gotta make unpopular decisions in this life, man.
I understand.
No, it's not even that unpopular. Like I do get what you're saying. I'm not even saying you're wrong. I just, for whatever reason,
Because he's not a
the
player,
name
like,
that
he's
I
not
think
mad
of.
quick. He's not going to do a million step overs. He's not necessarily going to get bums off seats, pause. He's an artist, isn't it? And that's what I look for. That's why I don't want to kill the list, but that's why I put another youngster in there as well.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Drew, are you moved by the Pedri speech? Because I'm a little bit, to be fair. I'm somewhat moved. Like,
I am,
I can hear it.
but I don't feel like I'd put him above anybody else that I have on my list. But yeah, I hear him fully.
Fair enough.
16th and 15th, they're joint on 6 points. So we're still in these very, very low down points of guys that barely got any votes. This guy, only Alfie had him, but I fully hear it after watching literally one compilation. Kang-in Lee. I saw a comp on Twitter last week.
You know what?
This guy's dribbling is wild, but I've never watched like a 90 minutes properly like that, so I couldn't really put guys that, you know, I'm not really watching. DG, you're saying that you've seen a little bit of him.
Yeah, no, that's a shout, man. I can't even lie. That's a good shout still.
Yeah, no, he's cold. It's just for me, I got to watch at least a little 90, but there we go. That's Kang-in Lee. And in 15th, I'm on my ones again. You guys got to hear me out on this one, man. Cause he might not be in the big leagues anymore, but he's still cooking. Yannick Bolasie.
Nah, G.
Bro,
Nah,
what
G.
you mean? Bro,
Nah, G.
Yannick Bolasie.
Nah, G.
If we're paying homage, I hear it. Isn't it?
If we're talking about things that
2023,
people
my
can do on
guy.
the ball, no, it doesn't matter. If we're talking about, hey, he's cooking at Kaiko Rizespor. Actually, I'll have you know, I've had my Turkish ITKs informing me.
What
There are
highlights
things
out
that
there
this guy does on the
2023 of
ball.
Bolasie, man?
Bro, check his IG, bro.
Big up
No, I'm actually
Bolasie,
not-
wow.
No,
Like
bro,
his
I'm
own
actually
compilation.
being dead serious here, by the way. If we're saying it's not like the end product thing, right? Bolasie, getting out of tight spaces, he's got...
Nah, he's cold, but 2023.
He's creative. Nah, but don't worry about the year, bro. Listen, form is temporary, class is permanent.
Then man can
bro.
say Cristiano Ronaldo then, and it's been about 20 years since he's done that.
No, because the thing is, yeah, Ronaldo doesn't do it anymore, but Lassie still does it. You know what I mean?
Hey man, you gotta
Bolassie's
know when
there
to go.
doing
You gotta know
rainbows
when
and
to go
flipping
home,
the-
man. Bolassie's still in the rave, man. He needs to go yard.
Drew, hey, tell me you're backing it a little bit, bro. Come on. Someone back me a little bit, bro, please.
Who's the next player, man?
Come on, guys. Bolasie, bro. What?
See, just as
I
I
hear
took
it
his
just on a
Instagram, he
respect
said
thing,
10 years
man.
ago today, special times, and that was posted on the 24th of August 2022. He knows he's tired, man. Big him up though. He's
No.
lit.
That's
tired, man.
No, you man got to respect Bolassie's thing, bro. Bolasie, fine. You know, we'll move on to the next one, but honestly, Bolassie's thing,
Streets won't
there's stuff
forget
that
him, but
he's done
tired.
that I haven't seen anyone on this list ever do anything even close to that. But it's okay. As far as dribbling is concerned, he passes all the criteria. It's fine. 14th place. Two of the mods have him. It's Traffon Tyler, and DG has him as well. It's Jack Grealish.
Shout.
DG chat to us about Grealish.
Nice to see someone else understands ball, isn't it? Really, he's lit, man. Try win
No,
the ball
he's-
off him. It's a myth.
He is. He definitely gets fouled a lot, and that. Like, I do hear it, but.
Yeah, but sometimes
I
I
mean?
feel like he plays for the foul a little bit, innit? Like he wants to get fouled.
That's part of being a smart footballer, mate.
Trust.
To be honest,
No,
it'll
not
be-
always, man. Sometimes it's better to release it and let play go on. But it's like Pulisic. He does the same.
You're not really putting Pulisic.
I can't be here.
Rah,
I
rah,
can't
rah.
lie.
Brilliant,
I
man.
can't lie.
I don't
Oh,
think
I was
Grealish's dribbling is that amazing.
You're getting a bit far. there, I
Pulisic
can't
is a
lie.
very
You're
good
getting a bit-
dribbling. He's a very good dribbler.
Alright. So why is it on your list?
Because I don't rate him, and he's not that good of a dribbler. He's not top 10.
So
And
he's
even
very
Jack
good,
Grealish,
but you
if you
don't
ask
rate
me.
him.
Like Jack
Yeah,
Grealish is
yeah.
a good dribbler, but he's not top 10 for me.
Drew, is he a consideration or
The
nah?
only reason why I don't have him in my list is because I was flirting around with Odegaard and the guy that was 10th in my list, as you've obviously
Okay.
seen my list. But
Yeah.
he's there or thereabouts, man. I'm not gonna lie. Big player, smart player. To the naked eye, he just looks like he's just doing things that are very, very simple, but he's not. The ball retention
Preach.
is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, big player. Just
No,
I
I
would
fully agree.
I would
You-
love for him to add a few more goals into his game. Obviously, that's aside from the point here, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, listen, you man know I fully back the same thing as well, just not in my top 10. I've said, it was even last year when I was saying there will be a point where everyone stops gassing up Foden because Grealish will come in and start way more games on Foden. Everyone, and this is not I'm hearing voices. They call me a madman. They were yelling at me saying, shut up, what the hell are you talking about? Grealish, bum, 100 million. I was right, but it's just not in my top 10 list, sadly. Next up, 13th place. We're close to our top 10 now. Ali and DG link up here. This is Man City teammate Riyad Mahrez.
100%.
Okay, yeah, I can see the Grealish. If you put Mahrez in there and you got Grealish, that's fair enough still, because Mahrez is Mr. Dribbler still.
Yeah, I have no complaints about that one. DG chats us about Mahrez dribbling, because obviously you rate him quite a bit. You got him, you know, middle of your list.
Mahrez is cold, fam.
Only thing I would say is, you know, if we're saying that we're talking about 2023 and I'm not allowed to have Bolasie, it's just interesting, but you know.
Nah, bro. Come on.
How can you equate those two, bro?
Come on. There's no way you can fight Bolasie case and try and knock down Mahrez's team.
Bro,
Respect him, man. Come on, man.
Nah, I can't. Mahrez, fair play, man. Fair play. Listen, you deserve your spot here. Like I said, this one, it's not like the top 10 strikers and top 10 centre mids and that where there's going to be massive disgraceful arguments and that. Most of them is like I kind of hear it, to be fair. So it is what it is. Well done, Mahrez. 12th place. One person had this guy in. He's not amongst the four of us. He's one of the mods. Alfie gave a lot of points to Doku. I'll be honest, I don't remember even seeing him, but Belgium in... I don't think it was even the World Cup. It was the Euros,
Euros
like
innit?
2 years ago, right? Where he was going on mad runs, but I haven't watched him recently to even, you know, chat about him too tough. Have any of you man seen him like that, or nah?
He's not been on my radar, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, Alfie's got him very high up, so maybe by next year it'll be a little flex for him to say, yo, listen, I told you a lot about Doku, you man didn't hear it. Fair play. 11th place, the last player to miss out on our top 10 list. Out of the four of us, I'm the only one here that has him, but I'm joined by Aaron and surprisingly Alfie. Gabriel Jesus.
Big up the Arsenal ones, but Brazilian and that Brazilians, but top 10. Nah.
Gabriel Jesus. Let me paint a picture for you, man, because obviously you guys have you
Run the
watched
propaganda,
last
man.
season. We can look at Bournemouth, we can look at Crystal Palace, we can look at United against Leicester. Then there was that game versus Bodo Glimt at home where he was dribbling 8 players like that. As far as I'm concerned, all the criteria,
Flicked over
he
Thiago's
meets
head
it.
as well and kept it moving.
You see what I'm saying? So I'd like to know what makes him miss out on this list for you guys, because obviously even one vote would have got him top 10. So I'm intrigued. Drew, Jesus.
Nah, man.
You're not rating Jesus' dribbling?
I am rating it, but not top 10, man. Nah, man.
I think his dribbling is
there's
better than
10 more
Odegaard, personally.
dribblers that are better than him. I don't even think he's the best dribbler.
15,
He's not the
20.
bro. He's not even the best dribbler at Arsenal, fam. Like,
No, I think
He's
better
got a
than
shout
Odegaard
to be
dribbling,
that to
personally.
be
I
fair.
can't lie. I think he is.
Nah,
I think
Probably
he is.
between him and
Odegaard
Odegaard.
over him,
Slightly.
yeah.
Nah,
bro,
this guy can beat
tell you
5,
this,
6
Let me
man.
tell you
Slight,
my
exactly.
measure stick in my brain. I was thinking, if these players that are on my list are doing dribbling drills through poles and cones and jumping over little hurdles, and they're doing like a time race, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna come above?
But that's cool.
I think
But that's
Odegaard's
cool.
gonna be
My guy doesn't use cones in the training. My guy dribbles 6 man
That's
in
actually
games.
people I know for
Like
dribbling
actual
still.
matches.
This is all hypothetical, right? That's just the
No,
thought
I agree,
process that I
but
came
mine
up.
isn't. Do you know what I mean? I
I'm
hear
saying,
that, but mine
I don't
isn't
think
like
he's the
my
best
one.
to be
We've
Arsenal.
seen it. Alright, fair
He's
enough. DG, was
That's my boy.
does he get close
My
to your
guy.
list? Have I moved you a little bit, or no?
Nah, he's close still, man. I can't lie, Jesus is close. But I tried to think of players that if I was a fullback, who I'd want to play against, and players that not just can dribble, but who would I have you down as? When I think of you, I think of dribbling. That was kind of my angle, and I kind of do think about that with Jesus. But yeah, man, you said 10 in it. If there's 11, he's in the club, man. But there's 10 in it.
Fair enough. Well, there we go. Gabriel Jesus 11th. We now get on to our top 10. We do get an Arsenal player here. Out of the 4 of us, only Drew had him, but he's joined by Ted and Traff as well. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, it's not the most glamorous, it's not the most eye-catching, but it's hell of effective. And, once he gets on that dribble, it's very hard to stop him. He's very strong, quite pacey, makes quick decisions. To be fair, that's a shout. Actually upset with myself for not, spreading some Saka propaganda, to be fair. I can't even lie.
Yeah, Drew. I mean, he's in the top 10 just about. To be fair, Drew, you got him relatively high up.
So my question to you, man, is you lot believe there are 9 players that are more effective carrying the ball than him in world football?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like carrying the ball, I feel like isn't the right word to use there because it's like you can carry the ball into space. That's one thing. Like the way Declan Rice carries the ball, it's not necessarily dribbling, innit? And that's what I think. Saka isn't the most like tight space dribbler kind of player. He's out wide. He can beat a man, but it's not necessarily he's getting out of a pickle tight space, 2-3 man on him, and he's getting out of that.
You didn't really answer. I heard what you're saying, but you didn't answer my question.
It's a rare moment where I'm going to agree with Ali slightly, though. I can't lie.
No,
Saka's my guy.
But you just didn't answer my question. Like, so do you think there are 10 more players that are better?
Oh yeah, because he's not on my list. He's not on my list. So
you had
I have 10 players. Yeah, bro. Adama Traore can dribble his way out of anything. So you think Adama
Traore carries the ball better than Bukayo Saka?
What? I've seen Adama Traore carry the ball
Yes or no?
Yes, 100%.
Cool.
100%.
I don't know about that one.
Wow.
So. I don't know about. Yeah, I can't lie.
Cool.
I'm not sure I'd go as far as saying Adama Traore. I'll be honest with you. That guy maybe coming on last 20 minutes and that nowadays, but. And
we're not saying he's a better player than him or he's going to do something better at the end of the ball carry, but he'll carry the ball there better. He'll get there quicker and he'll get there.
He'll carry the ball there better.
Nah, that's why I can't back because with Saka's thing, we can see as well, yeah, like he can take you left or right. Adama, you run in that straight line, bro, get to that byline and just cut it back if you don't run out of space. That's what Adama's thing is. Saka, listen, I do hear it. Like I said, I also heard Ali's first half of the point before he started waffling about Adama Traore. I don't know how he got in the conversation again. But I heard the first part, right? Like, in terms of carrying the ball into space or whatever. You don't see him, like, with 4 man on him, you know, dribble. And I'm not saying he doesn't have to, right? He's still cold. He's still better than a lot of the names that we've mentioned so far as footballers anyway. But just as far as, you know, explosive dribbling skillfulness is concerned,
I don't know, bro. I genuinely think Saka's one of the best dribblers in the world. He's one of the hardest to stop. And a lot of Premier League teams this last season, they've only been able to stop him when they've doubled up.
Probably the last 2 years, in fact, to be fair, to age your point.
To be fair.
Still put up double numbers.
So.
Yeah, no, listen, you're fully right. And again,
trust me, top 10. I can't believe nobody else out of you, man, has Saka as top 10 dribblers. That's crazy.
No, man.
Yeah, Saka's gonna have to forgive me for that one still.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Saka, apologies, mate. But you still made it top 10, bro, so don't worry about that. You're still on our list.
Yeah, bro, I know you only made it because I put him high.
That is true, to be fair. That is true. Ted and Traff are the only ones that joined you on that one, and they had him quite low, to be fair. So, yeah.
Bro, just
but listen, Saka, you're cold, bro.
People don't even realise it. They just don't like him because he plays for Arsenal. That's fine, man. It's cool.
No, I hear that angle as well, but at the same time, I love Saka.
Saka's not doing bad for a left back, eh?
Crazy.
The haters will continue to hate, innit? It is what it is. We go to
Saka.
9th place. All tight Saka, man. 9th place. Drew and Ali are linking up here. Me and DG haven't joined. Aaron, Ted, and Traff have also given this guy some points. To be honest with you, when I saw his name, I was like, yeah, do you know what? Probably deserves a space, but I already made my list. I didn't want to cheat and change it. His name is Rafael Leao.
Oh.
Yeah. Especially that little move where he shifts it from his right to his left and he's gone.
Yeah, he did it in the derby in the league, and then obviously I seen him IRO against Napoli in that UCL quarterfinal. But like I said, I literally just like I made my list and then I waited for everyone else's list, and I didn't want to change mine afterwards, innit? So it is what it is. Ali, you got him the highest out of all of us, so why is Leao up there for you?
Yeah, I think he combines that close control and dribbling with pace and power in it, which is always just an exciting watch. Like he can take a man on, and not that it's involved in it, but he's got a bit more of an end product than other players on my list. So I feel like he had to be quite high up there for me.
Yeah, Drew, you got him in your list as well.
Yeah, powerful runner. You know, he's got good tight close control. He shifted both sides. And he has an end product at the end of it as well. I might argue, to counter my own point, you know, play devil's advocate, that he is doing this in Syria, where obviously if you're a powerful player, you are going to dominate, compared to if you are in the Premier League, or maybe even in that power aspect of League 1. But still, you have to play him what he's doing, and he does it at an international level. So, play it, man.
Declan Rice shouting, bro. Tell him,
Trust me.
Come to the carpet, man. 8th and 7th are joint on 25 points. As you can see, the points are now starting to go up a little bit. 8th place, someone who also played in that UCL game that I just mentioned, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. Now this one, I will say straight away, I don't have him. Now, I understand why he's there, and he was very close to my list, 100%. However, having seen him in person, yeah, that performance has really stained my eyes. For Calabria to lock you 10 out of 10 times, and I'm supporting Napoli that day as well, and I'm just seeing him try and fail to get past.
But there at the
Calabria.
office, man, it happens. He's lit.
No, it does, isn't it? But that's his biggest game ever, and that's the only thing that I can, like. It's hard to kind of wipe it out of my memory. Do you know what I mean? I do rate him 100%. It's just
that's fair.
It's a tough one. Drew, you got him the highest out of us.
Where do I have him? I have him 7th. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Quality player.
The others have him 9th.
He's tricky. Got good crossing at the end of the dribbles. Can change direction very, very quickly and sharply as well. Something I like. Yeah, man. Good player, bro.
You know what my concern is? Because again, I really, really do rate him. It's tough. But the biggest cooking that we've seen from him was against Liverpool, right? And Trent Alexander-Arnold, no offense to him, as great as he is, has been cooked by a lot of guys.
Not really. I mean, that's a big cooking, but that's not the biggest cooking I've seen. There was one cooking that he was fake shotting in the box, and he just rusted it into the roof of the net.
Lit,
no, but I mean like over like a 90
that's,
minutes.
Like, I know you're gonna say Trent tax, but nah, man, it's not just that, bro. Like, he's been tearing up that league.
No, I agree with that as well. Listen, it is what it is, man. Well done to Khvicha. Like I said, just my eyes were a little bit stained, but no problem. 7th place, joint with him. Surprisingly, after a debate on an old pod of ours, Drew hasn't selected this guy, nor has Ali. Ousmane Dembele.
Deserves so, man. Shouldn't require too much conversation. I remember watching Dembele when the man's fit and he actually wants to train and not play PlayStation.
That goes without saying. But
come on, man.
The reality is he hasn't really been fit.
They don't really care
but
about
still, this
football,
season, like even the 3 months that he gave us, if you're basing off this season, which to be fair, I didn't really say a time period. I just said give me your 10. You wouldn't change it to put Dembele in?
No, I wouldn't, bro.
Left foot, right foot.
Looking at the rest of my list right now, like, I wouldn't. I'm accounting for everybody in this list. They've been doing their thing for the longevity of the whole season. I can't now put... Unless, to be fair, unless it was another certain player that plays on the other side and he's from a different country, that I think he's cemented himself as a untold dribbler. Unless it's him and he's doing it for a little phase and he gets injured, I'm not giving Dembele any grace, man. But I will say, on Dembele's day, and when he's fully fit, he will take you both sides, left foot, right foot. One of the most naturally gifted players to ever play, to be honest.
Okay, so basically he's being penalized for like injuries or whatever. But does that mean that he's not a top 10 dribbler? Because it's not like who's the best players and who has the most goals or assists or whatever.
No, it just means for me that he's not a top 10 dribbler compared to the 10 that I have, when I'm taking into account the past 12 months. Because again, there's players that are playing football right now. Like, I could really have Eden Hazard in my list. I don't care how bad he might have fallen off at Real Madrid. He is still a natural talent, bro.
Hey, what? Did you have Adama on your list?
What's that?
Did you have Adama?
Ali had Adama.
Okay,
Ali had Adama.
Okay.
Yeah. He had Adama, but no Dembele. So
yeah, I think Dembele's one was I think injuries maybe has just kept him away from the front of my mind, so he didn't really just pop up in my mind. If I did kind of like analyze the two like side by side.
Adama's been playing bare games, alive.
No, but you know what I mean. Adama's just more more ingrained in my brain, boy. It's Prem.
That is an
by the way,
over that? He said Adama Traore top 10 dribblers and tried to argue with me about Saka and Traore. Can we just not? I want the viewers to really beat that. That's crazy.
I would like to also add that looking at the list in front of me as well, his 10th place, talking about injuries, he's got St. Max in there. So that's why I'm like, you know, why are we getting penalised for injuries for some players? But then, you know, for Dembele, yeah, sorry, mate, like, you've been injured, pal. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'd assume that Dembele's played more games than St. Max this season, and probably Traore. If I was being crazy, I might even say combined, but, you know, that one I'm not certain, so I won't I won't talk nonsense like that. But there we go. Ousmane Dembele, 7th place. 6th place. Everyone has him, bar myself and Ali, which means I'm not in great company at the moment. This was like, I really, really wanted to put him in, but again, only 10 spaces. Musiala.
Oh,
100%.
In fairness to us, Drew and GG both have him 10th. So, you know, it's not as though like it was the worst thing in the world.
Hey,
but
hey, let's be real. Let's call a spade here, yeah? 10th and 11th in this podcast is a big difference.
It is because 11th gets you no points. I agree with that. But still, it's not as though like, wow, what an incredible dribbler. You had your dribblers and then you were like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, Musiala can, you know, he can squeeze on. Like, he's done his thing in Bundesliga. You know what I mean?
Could argue that about everyone in Saka, really, but fair, I get you.
Deluded. Musiala.
Bro, I mean, the man's poetry in motion, man. Tight spaces. Obviously, you know, when we're kind of talking about dribblers, you kind of filter towards the wingers or inside forwards, and he can do that, but he isn't that. But there's just a grace to it when he gets going. I can't even lie. I think he's fallen off a bit at that, but he's lit, man. Absolutely quality player, man. And I think dribbling's actually an underrated aspect of his game, if I'm honest.
Yeah. No, I saw it a lot for Germany, definitely, because when he played in that World Cup, dribbling wise, incredible.
The balance as well, man.
Shooting. Yeah,
Doesn't give up, man.
He's very cold.
Baller.
Yeah, he's very, very cold. Obviously, he got his last minute goal to win the league as well, aside from the dribbling. So fair play to him. But like I said, I just, you know, can only squeeze 10, unfortunately. 5th place. Me and Drew are joined by Aaron, Tyler, Alfie, and Traff. No votes from Ali, DG, and Ted. It is Bernardo Silva.
Do you know what? I completely forgot he existed, man. He probably would have been there, man. You put me on the spot when you asked me for my 10.
No, fair enough.
Bernardo,
fair enough. I hear
my
that.
bad, bro.
Sometimes we take ownership, you know, little hands in the air. Ali, is it
Ali,
same thing, or are you going to say, no, he doesn't make sense?
I wanted to put him in, but I don't know. I think I just veered away from like kind of a bit central players and was more like swaying towards the wingers and stuff. I think that's the reason why him and the likes of Pedri didn't make my list.
How can I forget Bernardo, man?
This brother is confused.
What was confusing about that?
Oh, are you're not hearing it, Drew?
No? What?
I mean, I'm looking at his list. To be fair, the only somewhat central guy that I've seen so far is Joao Felix, who you could argue, like, you know,
Can play out like it's more. If I started thinking about too many of those like central players, I feel like there's so many like the likes of Dembele, Kovacic, Pedri, they all come in there, and it's like becomes a bit too complicated there.
I don't know.
yeah, man invited Kovacic, by the way. You think if man just try to slide in Kovacic, well, that's interesting. Bernardo Silva's played on the wing though, by the way.
Bro,
Like,
this is
well.
what I'm trying to think. Like, how many games has Bernardo Silva played in cam compared to out wide, even compared to playing at left back? What? This guy, man. I don't want Traore though. Trust me.
That's going to be the go-to on every single time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I know,
so
I hear it,
do you
man.
genuinely think Adama Traore is a better dribbler than Bernardo Silva?
This should be interesting.
Depends what aspect of dribbling we're talking about.
You know.
Bro, dribbling.
If we're talking
yes
about
or no?
if we're talking about beating a man, I think Adama Traore's got a shout for being better than him. But
Really?
close
So do you
control
reckon
in a
that?
tight space, maybe
Do you
no.
reckon Adama Traore could have done what Bernardo Silva did against Bayern Munich when he nutmegged 3 men in a row?
No, but could he have done what Adama Traore done against City when, you know what I mean, he's running through the whole team straight through the middle? Like, it's
But you just told me you weren't picking guys who were doing things through the middle.
no. I never said doing things through the middle. I said predominantly positioned in the middle of the pitch where it's a bit tighter. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a different. It's
So,
almost
okay,
a different comparison,
so
but I
who do you
hear it.
think is better getting out of tight spaces, Bernardo Silva or Adama Traore?
Bernardo Silva.
Okay,
But this isn't top 10 getting out of tight spaces list.
it's top 10. It's top 10 dribblers.
So there's more to
You know
consider.
what? Fair enough, man. Fair enough. He's gonna fight the case for Adama until the cows come home or whatever they're saying, isn't it?
Look, I
So,
feel like he deserves
fair
a
play.
shout out in this list. We're going to talk about dribblers. It's the same way you mentioned Bolasie. You know what I mean? You got to.
No, but that's a cold dribbler. No. I can't lie.
I'll pay
Bolassie's
him
not the
his
same thing.
homage.
I can't lie. No. Adama's he runs. He's a steam train. Bolasie, that's one of the most skillful players, if not the most skillful player on the entire list so far. So let's put a pause on that one, please, shall we? Thank you very much.
You can go join the F2 and that if he wants, but this we're talking about now.
But he's still got more end product than Adama Traore anyway, right? So listen, 19 goals for Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. What's Adama got? That's what I thought. Thank you very much. 4th place, 54 points. Almost everyone has him in their list, apart from Alfie, which is surprising. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess we'll find out during the video. Mbappe, 4th place. DG, I'll let you start off. Mbappe.
Bro, it's Kylian Mbappe, man. If anyone was to ask to play right back against him, you don't want to play against him. You know, again, I think because of his pace and the fact that he utilizes it, people forget his technical level. And, you know, his is more different in that he'll just do 2 moves and he's gone, man. Mbappe deserves to be on that list, surely.
Yeah.
It's Kylian Mbappe,
listen,
man.
We've all got him roughly the same place. Like, I fully agree with what you're saying as well. Guys might think he's just like, he's rapid for no reason or whatever. But we've seen... Even, do you remember that goal against Real Madrid that got disallowed, where he did like a little fake shot on Courtois, let the ball run past?
Exactly.
Like in my eyes, that goal counted. Like his dribbling is wild. We've seen it in the World Cup. No, in my eyes it counted, bro. I can't lie. Like I'm gonna tell guys in the future that was a cold goal back there. I don't care that it got disallowed. I think he has to be in. Drew, you got him 4th as well. Yeah. So what's Mbappe?
Boy, electric, technical. I'm gonna just echo what DG was saying. To be honest, it's true. A lot of people just kind of glaze over the technical aspects of some of the things that he's doing. Maybe it's because it's just you're so highlighted on his pace, or because he's doing it at such high speeds. But even just the little fake shot,
well, the drop of the shoulders,
or a little ball roll, or drop of shoulders to burst, and you're just done.
We've seen him drop guys without even touching the ball. Like it's kind of concerning. There was a little run versus Juve as well, but you know, unfortunately, we have guys like Mav, of course, who believe that he's just like a faster version of Theo Walcott. That sadly,
nah. You know, don't cook my boy Mav when he's not here, fam. So you can't I can't hear that one. Let me tell you what Mav would say. Mav would say something along the lines of the way that he is hailed as like the second coming. We need to be seeing more, and to be fair, recently we've been seeing it progressively more and more. It's just when it was, I don't know, 2020, and Mbappe was just kind of starting to make his waves. I say start to make his waves, that's obviously after he's won the World Cup, but the levels that people were talking about him compared to the output that he was having, it wasn't connecting. It wasn't connecting.
Interesting.
I know what work my boy when he's not even here, fam.
No, do you know what it? No, listen. I'll go ask him for like a 60-second clip. I'll chuck it in the video, bro. I'm gonna ask him, what's your thoughts on Mbappe dribbling, bro? Where would you put him? That's what I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him that. Record me 60 seconds, and I'll put it in the video randomly, and then we'll see what he's saying.
Now, a little birdie just told me that Mbappe didn't make a few people's lists, or didn't make very high on a few people's lists. I'm here to say I can understand the logic. For me personally, he wouldn't have made my top 5. I don't know where I would have put him. I don't really want to think about it, but he is a bit of a speed merchant more than a dribble merchant. So, I mean, he does the step over every now and then. 5-star skills in FIFA, though, guys will tell me he can dribble. But if he doesn't kick and run half the time, or do a step over and change direction with pace, he's not really a dribbler, in my honest opinion. But that's just me. I'm not the only one that thinks that. Apparently, he's more a Rashford-style dribbler. And calm down. I'm not comparing him to Rashford. People are getting PTSD already, I can tell.
We get into our top 3. Now, this part is interesting, because we're going to find out from now that we have not got a total 90. Because myself, Drew, and Ali have this guy 1st place. DG has him 2nd, but it's not the worst thing, because 2 people don't have him at all in their list. Aaron and Traff have decided that 0 points should go to Neymar Jr.
0
points.
Could you please run us through their top 10 lists, please? I just want to gain a perspective of where their heads are at.
Well, some of the names haven't been mentioned yet. Okay, but if you want some,
the ones that have, I suppose.
Okay, on Aaron's list, mentioned so far was Dembele, Jesus, Bernardo, Khvicha, Leao, Musiala, and St. Max. On Trav's list, he didn't have Neymar, but he did have Bernardo, Saka, Leao, Musiala, Grealish, Mount, and Rodrigo.
Mount, you know.
So
Money
one man
Mace.
thinks Mason Mount's better at dribbling than Neymar, and another man thinks Ndombele.
St. Max.
St. Max.
He put St. Max.
Was it St. Max?
Yes.
I don't know,
Yes.
Dembele.
Oh, it was Dembele.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Ousmane Dembele.
Dembele, sorry.
Dembele.
Fair enough. Man.
Yeah. I mean, I had him number 1. I think I don't even care if his leg is broken for like 3 months. I
Yes.
think he comes back to fitness.
That's what I was trying to tell you, bro.
I would pay
He's
just to
the
watch him
nicest.
dribbling on the football pitch.
Yeah, and he fits Drew's criteria of if you put the cones in training, he'll dribble it. He fits my criteria of doing it in actual matches. So, you know, I think it goes without saying that he's the guy. DG, without spoiling your thing, obviously, he chats about Neymar because he didn't quite make your number 1. Someone else did.
Without hotting up number 1, I mean, it's Neymar, isn't it? If so, the only thing, I don't like to go on form, but the only thing I would give the person I gave first over him is that in the last 12, 18 months, maybe even 2 years now, probably been a lot better than Neymar. Obviously, we all know what Neymar's about for all his ability in the PSG move, but it's Neymar, isn't it? Like, it's Neymar. Like, if you're watching football, you know what Neymar does. You know what it's just Neymar. There's not much I can say. It's Neymar. Like, the man's a magician.
Yeah.
It's Neymar.
Literally, yeah, every single criteria he passes
Literally,
it
yeah,
with flying
everything.
colours. He's the guy. But there we go, 63 points go to Neymar. He's in 3rd because, like I said, 2 guys completely left him out. 2nd place, for the first time, every single person has this guy on the list. Vinicius Junior.
Oh.
Drew, you got him the highest, so I'll let you take the floor on Vinny. Why is he 2nd for you?
I just love the progression that I've seen of him, really. Obviously, when he was doing his little bits in Castilla, he was the guy. He came to the first team, wasn't finding his feet. His own teammates were saying that he's not playing with us, like, don't pass him the ball. And he's just grown from strength to strength. His decision making has gone up. Like, don't get me wrong, he's always had the ability to dribble, but his decision making has gone up. His ability to do things at higher speeds with effectiveness has gone up, and he also has an end product, which is something that I was considering heavily within this. Like, I don't want players just to dribble and just to dribble. You know, I want them to dribble and create a big chance or score a chance themselves, and I think that's what he's been doing in the past year, 2 years. So yeah, that's why I had him so high. Effective, and I don't think there's anyone, if I was to build a team right now, that I would rather have starting in terms of dribbling as my left winger. The only player that I'd probably start at left wing, maybe Mbappe. You know what I'm saying, if I'm feeling spiritual, maybe Martinelli. That's a different conversation for a different day. But yeah, man, Vinny's incredible.
I'll be honest, Martinelli, you know, listen, they might laugh at you if you try to shout that, but I'll be backing it.
That's a
mate.
different conversation for a different day.
On a slide,
He's
thing,
not in
bro.
my
That's
top
a
10
dog
list, but that's
right
the real
there,
star
bro.
boy. But that's a different conversation for a different day.
Yeah, that you know what his thing is? It's because his dribbling is not like, it's not pleasing on the eye at all. But if we're doing most effective dribblers, I can't lie, he's making my list, bro. He would have made my top 10 very comfortably. Even,
Kante and Fofana have nightmares about
he must.
Right.
Now we're stretching it.
That's a stretch.
No,
That's a
he's
stretch.
we're not stretching it. We're not stretching
That's
it.
a
at all.
stretch.
He defo is. Ask your boy Fofana how he feels about Martinelli, Ali, bro. Ask your boy Fofana. Let me
Tend
know
to
his
buck
feeling.
him next season, and then we'll see what he's saying, man.
He did like 3 times last season, bro. He didn't enjoy it, fam. He did. DG, thoughts on Vinny?
Baller, man. Like, it's Vinicius Junior. I mean, to echo the comments, you know, there was a point where for all your ability, it's about application and consistency and stuff. And maybe in hindsight, he was suffering with the expectation at Real Madrid, but he's arguably the best dribbler in the planet, the most decisive dribbler in the planet, and the go-to man for Real Madrid is, I mean, I've got a bias to Brazilians, but Vinicius deserves his place on anyone's list. He's one that I don't know if people got him 1st or 10th without getting hung up on orders. He has to be there where top 10's concerned. Like, you're seeing what the man's doing, and it's scary because he's just getting started, essentially.
He is in everyone's top 4. And he's 1st for Aaron.
There you have it.
You know, there you go. He's on Alfie put him 5th, I believe. So, but other than that, yeah, everyone's got him like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever. So, yeah, again, can't really be argued with Ali. You like him because he plays out wide. He's not a central guy in it, so you can you can back Vinny's thing.
Yeah, man, he's a bit more decisive in his dribbling. Like he doesn't shy away from it, innit? Like if he gets a chance to take you on one-on-one and show you what he's about, he'll show you what he's about still. So I think he was a no-brainer on the list.
My only tiny concern was the Brazil World Cup. I'll be honest with you, I was very underwhelmed. Like I cannot lie.
But allow him, man. He'll be better the next one. That's a different ball game, man. He's just learning how to play for Real Madrid. Represent your country.
That's what his first World Cup.
Nah, bro. Listen. Once again, it's like the Grealish one. Vinny, that's like my son there, bro. I had to fight people, you know, like what's my man? Is it Jon Snow, fam, in Game of Thrones? I was fighting, bro. I was fighting for this guy, but I'm just saying, like, if he's not careful, Martinelli, go put your shin pads on, bro. Like, you know.
Where Brazil's concerned, Martinelli got to hold the bench thing still. I can't lie. I love the guy, but it's not adapted.
Soon.
It's not adapted, man.
And we go over to first place. Like I said, out of the four of us, only one person has this guy first. The rest of us have him, you know, there or thereabouts. Everyone's got him on their list at least. In terms of first places, Ted has him first, Traff has him first, and so does DG. His name is Lionel Messi. DG, the floor is yours. I don't think it's going to be tough to...
Bro, it's Messi. Until Messi calls it a day, he's the best at everything there's ever been in this football thing. Simple.
Yeah. I honestly, you know what it is? When you have Messi in these lists, yeah, I was recently thinking about it. Like the criteria, obviously he is a wild dribbler, but there's something about Neymar that makes me want to put
Neymar's thing's more exciting. Like Messi's more like breathtaking and elegance and that.
Yeah, and Neymar's obviously, listen, it's not to discredit Messi at all, right? Like I said, Messi's second on mine. But in terms of, let's say, skillfulness, not that he can't do it, but he doesn't really do skills. He doesn't bang out 7-step overs.
But ain't there
I've never seen a rainbow flick in my life. Yeah. No, there is a beauty to it, but I'm just saying, like, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's what I enjoy watching more, right? I enjoy watching Neymar more than I enjoy watching Messi. Not that he's better than Messi. Ooh. I like to see Neymar play more than I do Messi. That's just me being 100% honest, because I like the element of Neymar intentionally
just trying to embarrass players. I hear it.
Do you know what I mean? Messi doesn't really do that. Messi just go win and just go bag bare goals. Like, fair play, that's incredible. Like, keep doing that. But like, I want to be entertained by someone getting violated. Do you know what I mean? I think Drew gets me because Drew hasn't got him in his top 4.
I don't. I got him 5th.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. When I think of Messi, I don't think of Messi dribbling these days, bro. Like, he still can. Don't get me wrong. You don't lose those sort of things. But when I think of Messi now, I think of him in a slightly deeper role, slightly a bit more central, and just dictating play. A lot of the time, he's walking, standing.
Yeah.
He'll pick up the ball,
he's been
drive 2-3 touches, and then play a key pass. And when I think of Messi dribbling, like, obviously Messi at his best is the best dribbler. That's confirmed.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna say best dribbler of all time because anyone that knows me, R9, you know what I'm saying. But
whoa, can I stop you there? Sir Stanley Matthews. Check the tapes. 1942.
You want to talk to me about Stanley Matthews?
Sir Stanley Matthews, yeah.
Do you know what you sound like? You sound like the guys that are on Sky Sports when Erling Haaland broke the Premier League goal scoring record. That all of a sudden pulled out the FM mythical legend Dixie Dean and said, no, but Dixie Dean scored 59 or whatever it is.
Analyze the
like those guys.
Analyze
Tell me about Stanley Matthews, bro.
Bro, so Stanley Matthews, yeah, if it weren't for World War II, he would have been the coldest winger of all time, bro. Check the tapes, man. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Become a historian like myself. But yeah, carry on your point.
We're digressing. But I would argue that everybody that I have above Messi in my current list is currently showcasing their dribbling ability more than Messi. That's the basis of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, fair enough. Ali, Lionel Messi, second on yours.
Yeah, I think Mav sums it up perfectly there, innit? I think Messi might be able to dribble. Oh no, sorry, Drew, sorry. I think he's kind of got more. Maybe he's able to dribble better than them, but he's got more tools in his toolbox, so he doesn't have to showcase it as much in it. Like, he can reach for a 60-yard pass or something crazy instead, innit? So it's like he doesn't need to exert that kind of effort to always be dribbling past players. So I feel like he's not quite still got that top spot just for that reason.
Yeah, listen, completely fair enough. All the honourable mentions. I'll read out our top 10 quickly before we cut and say our goodbyes. 10th place, Bukayo Saka. 9th place, Rafael Leao. 8th, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. 7th, Ousmane Dembele. 6th place was Musiala. 5th place went to Bernardo Silva. 4th, Mbappe. 3rd, Neymar Jr. 2nd, Vinny Jr. And number 1, Lionel Messi. Like I said, less chaos there because it's more subjective. It's still some very interesting takes there, but hopefully you man enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, leave some comments, subscribe to these, man. Do the usual stuff. DG is your debut, so I'll let you say anything. Plug your socials, plug whatever you want before we cut.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, just got to type Deluded Gooner on YouTube or Twitch, as you already know, man. That's a love for that. That's all I can say, really.
And there we go. Hopefully we'll be seeing him more as the season begins. August time, September time. We shall be there for the drafts and the little games and that. Other than that, you man, have a wonderful week. In a bit.